1967 first team Associated Press All-America. May off the play fake from the 41. Good protection, throws over the middle, and a juggling catch at the 44-yard line by Eric Starr, who picks up 3. It'll be second down and 7. The Arizona defense. Mataele is a kid who was born in Tonga, grew up here in Hawaii, but didn't play high school football. And he comes back home. There are the linebackers. Evans was the Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year, and Chuck Cecil is the best of that foursome. Second down, 7 from the 44-yard line. Starr fights his way to the 46, and it'll be 3rd and 5 for North Carolina.
One of the things that Dick Crum would like to do offensively is establish a little bit of the running game. Arizona very stingy against the rush. He knows that May, as good a quarterback as he is, can't afford to throw all day long. So nice balance, as he mentioned in the top of the show, is what he's looking for this afternoon.
3rd down, 4 at the 47-yard line. May on a roll to his left, will keep it, seeking the first down, and should have it if they give him forward progress to the 48-yard line, and they do as they look over toward the sticks, and it will be a first down as Dan Lockett, number 49, makes the tackle. We'll have a chance to take a profile look at Mark May at halftime. An unusual story.
One of the most sought-after high school athletes in North Carolina history. We told you about the shoulder surgery he had 2 seasons ago. He's still not 100%. Dick Crum told us in some of the practices here this afternoon, but look at those numbers he's rung up in just about 6 games this year, Al.
1st and 10 from the 48-yard line, and it's Starr for a gain of 3. And what's unusual to note here, Mike, is that through the years, North Carolina has been noted for its linebackers and its running backs. They, year after year, seem to have a 1,000-yard rusher, and they did this year as well, but he's not here today. And thus the burden really falls on the shoulders of Mark May.
And that man is Starr, who we just saw carry the football.
2nd down, 7. North Carolina at the Arizona 45. Early first quarter. No score. Draw to Starr. Fights his way forward for a gain of 4 to the 41-yard line, and it will be 3rd down and 3. George Hinkle, number 97, making the stop. Through the years, when you think of some of the Carolina greats, you go back to Choo-Choo Justice, and then in recent times with Amos Lawrence and Kelvin Bryant and Ethan Horton, but you don't think about quarterbacks.
Larry Elkins is the only really big name that comes to mind, but he was never the pure passer that Mark May is.
3rd and 3. Swing pass to Starr, who's been the main man, and Starr has a first down as he is out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So Starr on the ground and Starr in the air, and a couple of back-to-back first downs for the Tar Heels.
Just a basic little swing pass. They fake to the fullback. Starr's all alone, almost as good as a run. Sometimes when a kid knows that the burden is on his shoulders, he realizes this is a chance for him to shine this afternoon. He's a junior. He'd like to be part of Dick Crum's offense next year. Maybe he can take that job away from Fenner.
Had a big day against Duke when he spelled Fenner, who was injured in the season finale from the 37-yard line. It's Starr again. He fumbles the ball. Loose at the 31. And the pile up there, and the Wildcats have it. Boomer Gibson, number 44, recovers.
Little sprint draw. Starr, number 37, looks to be the man who got a hand on the football. Dana Wells, the nose tackle. And it's Arizona's football.
So the Wildcats will have it back as we have gotten underway in Honolulu with 10:24 to play, first period. To play in the first period. Arizona ball as Adams takes it out to the 34-yard line. of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Good chance to look at quarterback Alfred Jenkins, Arizona's all-time leading quarterback in terms of passing yardage. His numbers for 1986. As he goes this afternoon, so go the Wildcats.
2nd and 7 from the 34. And the Wildcats out of the shotgun with Jenkins slinging it out to Adams. And Adams is stopped for a loss of 1 back at the 32 by Tim Goad. And I think it will be interesting to observe the quarterback Jenkins, Mike, who has been bothered of late with tendinitis and has limited his throwing in recent practices. Alfred Jenkins, who wants to be a quarterback in the pros, though some pro scouts have other ideas. They see him as a defensive back and possibly a tight end. Incomplete out of the 45-yard line. And it'll be 4th down. John Horton was the intended receiver. And Arizona with Rodriguez will kick for the 2nd time in the first 6 minutes of the game.
That was an example of why Larry Smith has been disappointed with Jenkins at times this season. He can be very erratic, much like that proverbial little girl. When he's good, he's very, very good. And when he's off the mark, well, it's another story.
Rodriguez to kick. Again, the breeze is not much of a factor because there isn't any at the moment. The flags are lit. Good rush, and Rodriguez forced to get the kick away in a hurry, and it's a high kick that takes a very good Arizona bounce. And on the stat sheet, that'll look like a beauty. 48 yards for Rodriguez. North Carolina has it at its own 19 when we come back.
One of the things that North Carolina wants to do this afternoon is make some things happen on the special teams. Watch Sterling Hayden, number 20, almost gets a piece of this football by Ruben Rodriguez. Unfortunately, Ruben got the bounce, and North Carolina's got the football fairly deeper in their own territory than they thought they might have it.
About 28 yards in the air and then 20 more on the ground, and thus the Tar Heels begin from their own 19-yard line. May faking one way, throwing the other, complete to Brad Locke. And Locke can't get to the outside. He is tackled by Chuck Cecil, who comes up from the secondary at the 18-yard line. A loss of 1. It'll be 2nd and 11.
We're going to hear Chuck Cecil's name called a lot of times this afternoon. He was the MVP of last year's Sun Bowl in the 13-13 tie with Georgia. If you look at backup quarterback Jonathan Hall flashing the signals in to quarterback Mark May. Dick Crum used to do that until a broken shin bone sidelined him mid-season.
But Crum has shed his crutches, at least for the moment. This is Starr again, and he can't get anywhere. The Wildcats are very tough against the rush. Byron Evans and Troy Seifers in on the stop. And so it'll be 3rd down. This program, an exclusive presentation of ABC Sports. We pause 5 seconds to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
WGHP, High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem.
3rd and 13. North Carolina from its own 17. Over the middle to Locke. And he is dropped at the 22, so he picks up about 5. And North Carolina will have to kick. Boomer Gibson, who recovered a fumble on North Carolina's last drive, was in on the tackle. And thus each team has been stymied on its first 2 possessions, and the Tar Heels to kick. Kenny Miller to boot it away. Derek Hill back as the single safety, and an end-over-end wobbly angle kick that goes out of bounds near midfield, and is a penalty marker down back at the 22-yard line. 31-yard kick as they spotted at the 47, but let's see about the penalty. Doug Toole, the referee. And Toole discussing the options with Byron Evans of Arizona. Obviously telling us the call is against North Carolina.
Doubt very much that Arizona would want Carolina to kick it again, given the fact that it was only a 31-yard punt, and it looks like they're going to have them do that.
Yeah, that's surprising. And in as much as they would have had the ball at their own 47-yard line, it was not a good kick. And what it amounts to is a reprieve.
Holding, offense, 4th down.
So a reprieve for the North Carolina punter, Kenny Miller. And let's see how it turns out, as Arizona would have had it at its own 47. This kick about the same distance, fielded at the 50 and dropped after a fair catch had been called for, and recovered again. So they're just about where they would have been whether the penalty had been accepted or declined. 6:56 to go in this scoreless first period.
Thursday, the 9th-ranked Auburn Tigers meet the USC Trojans in the Florida Citrus Bowl. Action begins live at 12 Eastern on ABC Sports.
Hawaii in December, much like Hawaii any time of the year. June, April, October. The beautiful scenery, the gorgeous weather. Two teams have enjoyed themselves and gotten in some work. Each team has practiced each day it has been here early in the morning. And now they meet in the Aloha Bowl. We were scoreless. First quarter, 6:56 to go. And before the play is gotten off by the Wildcats, we have a whistle. And delay of game against the University of Arizona.
I don't know if you noticed Jenkins inside his face mask wearing a pair of sunglasses. He didn't do that during practice this week, but as Arizona marches down the field and
Offense, 1st down.
as he's got the sun staring him right in the face.
That man is cool.
He's cool. The sun is always shining for Alfred.
1st and 15. Wildcats at their own 42-yard line. And staying on the ground and out past the 45 goes Charles Webb. They have Webb, Joe Pryor, and Chris McLemore as alternating fullbacks. The best runner of the three has been McLemore, but he suffered a broken bone in his foot and has been on the mend, though he will see action today. Charles Webb getting the start this afternoon. 2nd down, 11. Arizona from its own 47-yard line. Fake to Adams. They send him out into the pattern, and Jenkins has to scramble. Jenkins for Adams, who makes the catch at the 30. He gets to the 20, fumbles the football. North Carolina gets it back at the 11. Walter Bailey winds up with the football. So Adams in the play initially because of the play fake, then out into the pattern, springs loose, and the long gainer winds up being negated by the fumble.
And you have to give Alfred Jenkins an awful lot of credit here. He gets out of the grasp of these North Carolina defenders. Adams has beaten Walter Bailey, who had come across the entire field to cover David. David's a great pass receiver, but he can't hang on to the football here. And again, another turnover has killed an Arizona chance.
North Carolina 1st and 10 now from its own 12-yard line. Still no score. First quarter. Starr, and he's been the workhorse early on, picking up about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
David, usually a fairly reliable ball handler, just really tackled from behind. Never saw the defender coming. Norris Davis knocked the ball out of his hands, number 4. That's what caused it. Walter Bailey recovered the fumble.
2nd down and 6. Tar Heels from their own 16-yard line. May, on a very slow developing play, is able to step up and then throws incomplete. The pass a little high and in and out of the hands of James Thompson, the fullback. 3rd and 6. And the back backup quarterback, Jonathan Hall, who started the season as the #1 quarterback. And then as fate would have it, on his best day, a 4-touchdown performance against Wake Forest, he wound up getting injured. And that's when May got his chance to start. And he has started every game since. May 4 out of 5, but for only 13 yards. So he's gotten the minimum out of the maximum. On 3rd and 6, May over the middle, man open, and caught at the 34 by Eric Streeter, their leading receiver, for a first down. He caught 37 during the regular season.
One thing you can't do with Mark May is allow him to time the throw. Eric Streeter cuts underneath the coverage, zone coverage by Arizona. May's throw is right on the mark, and not too much you can do about that when May has all day long to throw.
Gain of 18, and the Tar Heels now with 5 minutes to go in the first period have it 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Starr for a gain of 6 out to the 40-yard line. So they're trying to run against an Arizona defense which is very tough against the run and has been susceptible through the year against the pass. Larry Smith has done a very good job at the U of A. What he'd like to do today is win this game for one particular reason. Arizona has never won a bowl game, not in the history of the school. 2nd and 4. And it's Starr. Stop back of the line of scrimmage.
Number 97, George Hinkle, the man who made the initial stop.
Spotted at the 40 as he got back close to the original line. 3rd down and 4, a long 4 at the 40. Wildcats nearly jump. Quarterback draw. Good call, first down as May takes it out to the 50.
Mark May has done an excellent job of mixing it up. Run play action passes, run the sprint draw, and that time the quarterback draw. And he's not known especially for his running prowess, but he's doing just enough to keep Arizona honest on defense.
1st and 10 from the 50. May to the 39-yard line to Eric Lewis. Lewis, if they give him forward progress, would have the first down, and they do. He made the catch at the 39-yard line, and then Martin Rudolph pushed him back, but it's a first down at the 39.
Al, you mentioned some of the problems that Arizona does have on pass defense. Here, Eric Lewis working one-on-one against Rudolph. Rudolph gives him enough cushion that he can cut in front and make the reception. An indication of just how strong Mark May's arm is throwing that out pattern.
Tar Heels at the 38 on first down, and they give it to Brad Locke, the fullback, and there's nothing cooking in the middle of the Arizona defensive front. It'll be 2nd and 10. Dick Crum has been on crutches. Many of you know that Crum broke his shin bone when Derek Fenner, his tailback, ran into him on the sideline at the Florida State game early in the season. So he's been hobbling around. But for the first time this season, he's able to stand without benefit of some help. On 2nd and 10, the catch is made over the middle by Lewis at the 33-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 5. So May mixing them up on this drive as North Carolina tries to capitalize on the David Adams fumble. Under 2 minutes to play. First period, late morning in Honolulu and Aloha Stadium, which holds 50,000, about half full. May pitches it back to Starr, and he gets turned inside and stopped back at the 35-yard line. Chuck Cecil came up to make the tackle. And and you can see why he is so highly regarded.
Not just a good football player, good student, all Pac-10, all academic player as well.
And hobbling a little bit after that play.
But I think you'd need a forklift to drag him out of this football game, or any football game for that matter. He's that kind of player. Larry Smith loves that kind of effort and loves Chuck Cecil.
And Cecil stays in there, and he drops back to the 10-yard line to receive the kick as Kenny Miller stands at the 50. On 4th and 7, North Carolina having the punt. And taking this penalty to give Miller more of an angle. At this point, a 5-yard call oftentimes works to your benefit, gives you that much more room to work with when you're a punter.
Dead ball. Delay of game.
And what Arizona can do to offset that is decline the penalty, and that's exactly what they have done. So it's a good ploy, and you try to get it to work, but if the defense is alert, they decline it, as Arizona has done. Miller, a high kick, and right down the middle, and caught at the 6-yard line. A nice play made there by John Keller to down it at the 6. Arizona football with 38 seconds to go in the period. No score. Our beautiful 50th state.
Thank you, sir.
And it is jammed these days. No space available, at least on the island of Oahu, in our informal survey. Plenty of room, though, at Aloha Stadium before a crowd of about 25,000 as Arizona starts from its own 6-yard line, and David Adams tries to give them some extra room with which to work, and the little tailback takes it out to the 10. David Adams at 5'6", and he weighs in at about 170 pounds. But he's been a big man for Larry Smith, and he's backed up by a good-looking freshman in Art Greathouse, a man that will see some action, I'm sure, in the second period. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Van Jenkins does get the play off, and it's Adams who ends the first period. Stopped at the line of scrimmage by Mitch White. So it'll be 3rd down and about 5 coming up when we start the second quarter in Honolulu. Arizona and North Carolina scoreless after 1. Al Michaels and Mike Adamley with you from Honolulu. The 5th annual Aloha Bowl, a scoreless first period. We start the second quarter. Arizona at its own 11-yard line, and it's 3rd down and 6 with Jenkins rolling to his right and under pressure, throwing back into traffic, incomplete. He tried to hit his tight end Vince Lottie, and Ron Burton, the defensive end, put the pressure on. It's been a battle of the punters thus far, and Arizona will have to kick again. Final score in the Gator Bowl at Jacksonville today. The Clemson Tigers beat the Stanford Cardinal 27-21. The Pac-10 has sent 6 teams to postseason bowl games, but the first 2 have been defeated. Washington losing to Alabama in the Sun Bowl. Stanford going down to a defeat at the hands of Clemson today, and now we'll see about Arizona, team number 3 against North Carolina. Rodriguez under pressure, but gets away a beauty. Taken at the 49-yard line, and fair caught there by Eric Lewis. And North Carolina will have it in Wildcat territory early in the second quarter.
The USF&G Sugar Bowl features 2 top 10 teams in a New Year's Day showdown. 5th-ranked Nebraska takes on number 6 LSU Thursday on ABC Sports.
Maybe it's the early starting time, but I expected a little more offense by both teams. As you can see, not much happened during that first quarter. The only drives really generated were by North Carolina, and they've got a chance to do it with the ball resting inside the Arizona territory at the 49.
Carolina 1st and 10 now. May is the quarterback. North Carolina's time of possession. A big disparity there as well in the first period as Torrin Dorn. His first first carry of the day. That's him a couple. Carolina had the ball for 10:27 to 4:33 for the U of A in the first quarter. College basketball on ABC as we head into the new year, and it begins on the 18th of January with a doubleheader. 2 o'clock Eastern time. LSU will take on Kentucky, and then the defending national champion Louisville Cardinals against the Purdue Boilermakers on Sunday the 18th of January. 2nd and 8 from the 47-yard line. Torrin Dorn, loose ball at the 44, and it's been the play of the day. Another fumble, and this time it's the Wildcats who are the beneficiaries.
Al, you're going to see one hellacious lick put on by number 6, Chuck Cecil. He's the man who forced the fumble. He's the Arizona strong safety, and now you know why. Watch Torrin Dorn, 44, and there Cecil delivers the lick, sticks his helmet through the ball and pops it loose.
Cecil, he's not a wild man. I had a chance to visit with him before the game. Very respectful, refers to everybody as Mr. And you would never know what a terror he is in the secondary. From the 44, Art Greathouse is for his carry. And there is Cecil, the outstanding safety, and a man who will be back next year.
A man not blessed with outstanding athletic ability, but every time he takes the football field, he said, I want to be someone, an impact player, someone that people take notice of. And we certainly took notice of him there.
2nd down, 5, Arizona from the 49-yard line. The freshman Art Greathouse is the tailback. And it's the up back, Joe Pryor, number 32, who is stopped for no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Greathouse is an interesting story. He's a kid who grew up wanting to attend Arizona State and winding up going to the University of Arizona in a recruiting coup for the U of A.
His brother George went to ASU. His dad went there. I think his mother's on the faculty.
Good-looking freshman. So Adams is on the bench in the second period. And a split backs this time on 3rd and 5. The deep drop and the throw over the middle is complete for a first down to the 39-yard line. As Jenkins rifled it right over the middle, and the U of A has another first down.
You can see him swinging his arm around and around, trying to get some movement. Don't let it get tight. But you can see that why they're high on him and why this man is Arizona's all-time leading passer. He can throw the football, but he's got to have time, and there he found his wide receiver, Jeff Farholm, number 18. The Steve Largent type of their offense.
That's Arizona's first down from the 39-yard line. Jenkins going over the middle, and it's knocked down. Derek Hill was the intended receiver, and coming from behind, Victor Bullock. And Bullock able to break up the play. Bullock is taking the spot of Derek Donald, probably the best of the Carolina defensive backs, who has the flu and won't play today.
Play action fake, and Jenkins went right to work on Victor Bullock. Jonathan Horton had a step on him, or Derek Hill rather, number 82, and Bullock, number 15, sticks his hand up over the shoulder pads and makes the fine defensive play. That's the way to do it. That's the way they draw it up.
2nd and 10, Arizona at the North Carolina 39. No score. 12:18 to play in the half, and Jenkins is going to take a timeout. So Jenkins over to visit with Larry Smith with 12:18 to play on a hot day in Honolulu. No score in the 5th annual Aloha Bowl. Diamond Head, some 8 or 9 miles to the east. We are what they would say is ever west of Diamond Head as we come to you from the Mackay sideline, facing Malcolm. And Arizona has the ball, 2nd down and 10 at the 39. Charles Webb picks up 5 as he gets to the 34. I want you to pay attention, Mike, because you're going to get a quiz on these directions later.
All right. We have a head start, having spent the portion of your broadcasting career here on the islands and loving every minute of it?
Absolutely.
Pleasant memories.
All we're missing today are the trade winds. Again, if you tuned in late, very, very hot. No breeze and no score early in the second period. 3rd down and 5 from the 34-yard line as Jenkins throws, and a juggling catch is made at the 26-yard line by Kip Lewis for a first down. Sophomore out of Mountain View, California.
Lewis working against number 29, Walter Bailey, who is really North Carolina's what they call up end. Little zone coverage here. He pulls up short, has enough yardage for the first down like every receiver is taught to do. Juggles the ball momentarily, but hangs on for the reception. And Arizona in business inside the 30.
1st and 10, U of A at the 26-yard line. The fake to Greathouse, and Jenkins throws back over the middle. And it is caught and then fumbled by Greathouse, who comes up with it at the 17-yard line. So that was a live ball, and he's able to hold on, and it turns out to be a 9-yard pickup. 2nd and 1.
Little sprint out action. Jenkins dumping it across the middle. Good idea, good sound offensive strategy, but you got to hang on.
2nd down 1. Arizona driving. It's their deepest penetration at the Carolina 17, and a whistle before the ball was snapped. And it's against the U of A for illegal procedure. Bad time for that to happen. 2nd and 1, pretty much a free play, and then all of a sudden you're looking at a 2nd and 6. Dick Crum began his head coaching career at Miami of Ohio, known as the cradle of coaches. Similarity here, Larry Smith, the U of A coach, was
start. Offense,
an assistant.
2nd down.
Under Bo Schembechler.
Yep.
It's amazing how many wonderful people they have turned out over the years at school. The cradle of coaches.
Schembechler coach there, Ara Parsegian, Woody Hayes,
Johnny Pott.
2nd and 6. On the end around, it's Derek Hill looking for some room, and he is stopped shy of the first down, run down at the 18-yard line by the linebacker Mitch White.
North Carolina, one of their concerns coming into this game was the team speed of Arizona. In 2 of their losses this year to Clemson and LSU, team speed really hurt them. But today they've done a really excellent job of containing. Even here, this play looked like it had some big yardage written all over it. Hill turns the corner, but North Carolina is right there to stop the play and avoid any real big damage.
3rd down and 1. Arizona at the 18. Adams is back in the game, and Adams should have the first down, getting close to the 15-yard line. David Adams wrapping up his career. Brett Rudolph making the tackle, number 54. Still no score with 10:04 to play in the first half. The game has yet to develop any real rhythm or tempo. It's hot. We've had some fumbles and some punts, and now Arizona with a decent drive. First down as Adams takes it down to the 10 for a pickup of about 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the U of A.
Big story so far has been the turnovers. You look at Tim Goad, an all-ACC performer.
Second and 5. Horton and Fairholm are both split to the left for the Wildcats. From the 10. Keep it on the ground, and Adams upended as he reaches the 8-yard line, and it's Goad, number 76, in on the stop again. And it will be 3rd and call it 2.5.
Derek Hill about to come in from the Arizona sideline with the play.
Chuck Stobart, the offensive coordinator. Former head coach at the University of Utah. Third down and a long 2 from the 8. And starting in motion one way and coming back the other was Chuck Knox, number 33. Flag goes down. Jenkins loses the ball out of bounds near the first down marker as he was hit by Antonio Goss. And Larry Smith and the rest of us will look on as the call is made here by Doug Toll. And it's against Arizona.
Larry talking to backfield coach Clarence Shellman. Every time they've been in a position to get closer for a score, a turnover, or a penalty. And like you said earlier, it's really a game without any definitive rhythm.
Some repair work being done to the equipment of Jenkins. So he's able to take advantage of the lull here as they march off the penalty.
Holding, offense, third down.
Penalty takes the ball back to the 18-yard line. And it will be third down and 13. Third and 13 from the 18-yard line. Pressure. Jenkins scrambles away, then throws, but well shy of the first down. He hits Derek Hill, but Hill was covered. Walter Bailey in on the tackle, and Arizona will have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Originally, the man that Jenkins was looking for was on the right side, Derek Hill, but Timmy Go flushes him out of the pocket, so he makes a great adjustment, finds his secondary receiver, Joe Pryor, but not good enough for a first down. So here's the first chance, some first opportunity for points on the football. Gary Costin.
31-yard attempt at an angle. He's a freshman. He's had a great year, and his kick is good. Gary Costin taking over for the graduated Max Zendejas puts Arizona on the board with 7:30 to play in the second period. 3-0 Wildcats. Gary Costin, the freshman kicker from Santa Ana, California, has given the U of A a 3-0 lead, a 31-yard kick and an angle. And Arizona is on top halfway through the second period. Costin kicks the shorter field goals, and Jeff Valder, number 19, kicks the longer ones and also does the kicking off. So he'll put it in the air. Back deep to receive for North Carolina is Eric Lewis, standing in his own 5. And it's a good kick. Down in the end zone by Lewis. It'll be first and 10 North Carolina at its own 20-yard line. 2 more bowl games coming your way here on ABC New Year's Day. And the second of those will be the USF&G Sugar Bowl. From New Orleans, Nebraska, 5th ranked against 6th ranked LSU in their finale under Bill Arnsparger. Prior to that, at noon Eastern time, and that's 9 a.m. on the West Coast, Auburn against the Trojans of Southern California. New Year's action on ABC Sports. Option play, nothing develops for May. 2nd and 11. Some news, by the way, in regard to the Citrus Bowl. Pat Johnson, a reserve offensive tackle for Auburn, was found to have had steroids in his test. That news coming to us today, and means that he is out of the game. And also for Southern California, as many of you know, the All-American offensive lineman Jeff Riegel is ineligible for the same reason. Pass is nearly intercepted out of the 26-yard line. And it'll be 3rd down and 11. Martin Rudolph, number 27. In regard to the drug tests, they are being done randomly. I say randomly in terms of which teams are being tested and when at the various bowl games. Neither of these teams has had to undergo a test, but there will be some random post-bowl game testing. Whether this is one of those games or not, nobody knows outside of the people who will do the testing. But to this point, neither Arizona nor North Carolina has been tested. Starr makes the catch and takes it out to the 29-yard line and appears to be just shy of the first down. We'll see where they give him progress to. They have to get to the 30 to keep this drive going.
It's been North Carolina's most successful offensive play this afternoon. The swing pass to the tailback. Not quite enough for the first down, so North Carolina will give it up again.
They spot it at the 29, thus it'll be 4th and 1, and Kenny Miller comes in to do the kicking. Derek Hill drops back for Arizona at his own 30. Partially blocked, but it takes a good North Carolina bounce, and it is down at the 41-yard line, and not bad, all things considered. Somebody gets a hand on the football, and you still get a 30-yard kick out of it, so he does avoid disaster.
Number 44, Boomer Gibson, is the man. He came up right up the middle. North Carolina didn't pick him up, and that's the story there.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
Pretty good day thus far for that man, number 44, Boomer Gibson, who has recovered a fumble and gets credit for a partially blocked punt here.
Up back's fault. Richie Milligan was supposed to block Boomer, and Boomer did a nice job getting by him and getting a piece of the football.
What a day in Hawaii. Temperature now in the low 80s. Christmas time in the islands and the Aloha Bowl at Aloha Stadium. 3-0 Arizona. The Wildcats have it 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Jenkins to the up back. That's Joe Pryor, and he goes nowhere. And it'll be 2nd down and 10. Number 49, Mitch White, the sophomore from Brevard, North Carolina, makes the tackle.
Calling his number a lot this afternoon, and I guess they've been doing that all year long. He leads the Tar Heels in tackle. He's been a real force so far for Carolina.
2nd and 11, just outside the 40. 5:57 to go, first half. 3-0 Arizona. Jenkins. And the catch is made at the 43-yard line as Derek Hill walks the tightrope and is able to stay in bounds. Kept his feet in bounds, and in college ball, you only need 1 foot in.
And this is what Jenkins does best. He throws better on the run than he does out of the drop back pocket. That one was a wobbler, but Hill made a great adjustment, and as you said, Al, kept that 1 foot in bounds. 9-16.
1st and 10 at the 43 of North Carolina. First man through is Pryor for a gain of about 2. Jenkins, the quarterback, mentioned before he'd like to play quarterback in the pros. And I asked him before the game if he'd go to the CFL if necessary, as opposed to being, let's say, a defensive back in the NFL. And he said, you betcha, I want to throw the football. He's off the field, he's sort of mellow. On the field, though, they've had a hard time getting him to settle down at the outset of certain games. He's very high-strung, very emotional. 2nd down and 8 from the 41. Adams, nice hole through the middle, and Adams exploits it for a first down to the 32. In fact, Mike, one of the things they had to do with Jenkins was occasionally remove him from the locker room prior to the pregame pep talk. Newt Rockne would have given him a heart attack.
He is high-strung, and it's hurt him at times. In fact, a couple times this season, Larry Smith has seen fit to bench Alfred Jenkins, but as a way of just settling him down, not as a punishment. And he's responded. He's a winner. That's why Larry likes him.
First down from the 32-yard line. Jenkins, man open down the far side, and the catch is made, and out of bounds at the 7 is Vince Lottie, as the tight end had gotten free on the far side. And Arizona knocking on the door, 1st and goal after a 25-yard pickup.
Arizona not known for going to their tight ends all that much with the great speed they have at wide receiver, and Derek Hill, Kip Lewis, John Horton, Jeff Fairholm. Here, Jenkins, nice touch on this football. This is an indication of what he can do. And mistake in coverage there because Lottie was wide open.
And North Carolina wants to take a timeout with Arizona having a 1st and goal just inside the 7-yard line. Carolina wants to get its defense in order. 4:37 to play in the half. Arizona 3, North Carolina nothing. The Aloha Bowl in Honolulu. Al Michaels and Mike Adamle with you. Arizona leading North Carolina 3-0. Larry Smith, the Arizona head coach, looks on. His team is at the Tar Heel 7, 1st and goal. 4:37 to go in the first half. Adams follows his blocking and is run out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. Mitch Wyke again in on the tackle. 2nd down and goal.
David Adams, the Pac-10's leading rusher, just 5'6" tall, 176 pounds. He's the microchip of their offense. He's small, but he carries a big workload. Gets a lot done. He's another guy who wants to, he says he's a pro running back. I can make it. I can make it big.
Joe Morris did. 2nd and goal from the 4. Option to Adams. Puts his head down, but is stopped at the 1. Walter Bailey for the moment saving the touchdown. And it will be 3rd down goal.
Carolina's best offensive football player. Looks like the option was set up here. Jenkins holds it just long enough. Makes a blind pitch to Adams. Adams turns it up, but Bailey puts the stick on him. Negates any real forward progress, but the ball's down to the 1 as Dick Crum looks on.
3rd and goal. Under 4 minutes to play in the half. 3-0 Wildcats. Knox in motion. Adams again to the outside and in for the touchdown. Chuck Knox helping to lead the way. The son of, that's right, the Seahawks head coach in Seattle, Chuck Knox Sr., providing the blocking, leading Adams into the end zone.
Chuck Knox made a key block, and also number 34, if you can pick him up, he's the fullback, Charlie Webb. He makes a terrific block. So does Val Vachekis, one of their fine interior linemen. The touchdown. Now the close-up look. The pitch to Adams, and he does the rest. Watch the block of Webb, number 34. Terrific. Knocks Ron Burton, a man about 20 pounds heavier than he is, on the floor.
Costin, who did not miss an extra point attempt during the regular season, is now 35 for 35 overall. Arizona leads it by a score of 10-0, and we'll pay this visit to the campus of the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill.
Number 33, Chuck Knox in motion. The up back, he makes the block. Charlie Webb makes the block. And David Adams is in the end zone. Arizona leads 10-0.
And Eric Lewis downs it in the end zone after Valder, again with a deep kickoff, puts North Carolina at its own 20-yard line. So we'll see if the Tar Heels can get something going. They came into this game an 8 or 9 point underdog, and right now they are down by 10. 10-0 Arizona. North Carolina at its own 20-yard line. Carolina making its first bowl appearance in 3 years. They are 6-9 in Tar Heel history in bowl appearances. Again, Arizona has never won a bowl game. 0-4-1, the one tie last year in the Sun Bowl against Georgia. May throws, and the catch is made at the 32-yard line, but out of bounds. Randy Marriott, number 23, able to catch it, but out of bounds. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And once again, Mark May puts this ball right on. This is a frozen rope, folks. Yes. Marriott makes the adjustment, but I think it was a case of not having control of the football. So he did have that 1 foot in bounds.
May is 8 of 11. That's pretty good, but for only 58 yards. 2nd and 10, and through the middle and going nowhere is Eric Starr. Byron Evans, number 48. Very lightly recruited was Evans, number 48 out of high school, but he turned out to be the Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year.
And with all the talk of Cornelius Bennett and Brian Bosworth and Shane Cotlin from Penn State, he was also one of the 5 finalists for the Butkus Award, which goes to the top linebacker in college football.
3rd down, 9 from the 21. And sacked at the 12 is May. George Hinkle, number 97, ran him down. And North Carolina will have to kick again with 2:50 to play in the half. Hinkle gets the sack. North Carolina totally stymied here in the 2nd period. Miller kicking from inside is 5, and it's a low kick. The line drive is caught by Hill at the 50-yard line. And he brings it back to the 46, and we'll spend a moment visiting the campus of the University of Arizona.
The University of Arizona team has recently scored a lot more than points. The UA team has discovered another solar system, uncovered an ancient city on Cyprus, and implanted the first artificial heart as a bridge to life. But our team really scores when our students uncover their own promise, the promise that will lead to tomorrow's discoveries. The University of Arizona in Tucson, making all of Arizona healthier, wealthier, and wiser.
2 minutes and 24 seconds remaining in the first half in the Aloha Bowl. Arizona 10, North Carolina nothing, and Arizona has it at the Tar Heel 46. Other news today, Dick Vermeil was offered the head coaching job of the Atlanta Falcons and has turned that down. So Dick, who has been the recipient of a number of offers since he left the Philadelphia Eagles a few years back and has been working in the interim and doing a great job as an analyst at CBS, opting not to take the Atlanta job. Tony Cooper is the man shaken up, and we'll see on the replay how that happens. Number 74.
Covering on the kick return, he really gets caught on the AstroTurf. His feet go out underneath him, and it looks like he either turned his ankle or sprained his knee slightly. Let's hope he's okay.
1st and 10, Arizona at the 46-yard line. Wildcats have 2 timeouts remaining. Greenhouse picks up 1, the freshman out of Tempe, and the man who figures to be the starting tailback next season upon the graduation of David Adams.
Dear Mom sends snow. I think the only place that's ever snowed here in Hawaii is on the Big Island, right? They actually do some skiing up there, right?
Upper slopes. Number 93, it's Reuben Davis who is shaken up. So again, another injury to a Tar Heel. The report on Cooper is a sprained knee. And now it's Reuben Davis, Jr. out of Greensboro, North Carolina. A man who dropped 30 pounds prior to the season and went from about 310 to the current 280. Injuries had slowed him all of last season, and he's going to end this year with an injury in the Aloha Bowl as they continue to work on the defensive lineman. We can tell you that on Saturday, January 10th, it'll be the season premiere of ABC's Pro Bowlers Tour, the 25th year. Earl Anthony is going to make a comeback this year. He's entered in the $500,000 U.S. Open from Tacoma, Washington. 3 Eastern and Pacific, 2 Central Time. The great one, the Shank, Chris Schenkel, coming out of Lake Tippecanoe, Indiana, to be your host again with Nelson Burton on the Pro Bowlers Tour in its silver anniversary season. Reuben Davis is still getting the attention at midfield. Larry Smith, we talked about Smith and the fact that he he is one of the prime candidates, apparently, for the head coaching job at the University of Southern California. And before this day is done, probably at halftime, we will spend a moment with Cedric Dempsey, who is the athletic director at the University of Arizona, and find out from the administrative end what is happening in that regard.
Well, talking to Larry this week, too, Al, he really has. It would have to be, I think, some kind of spectacular offer to get him to leave Arizona. He's found a real home in Tucson. I know that the faculty and most of the people at the university would love to retain Larry Smith. He really has put their football program back on the map, and they'd hate to see him go.
He doesn't seem to be the bright lights kind of guy. That the people who feel he will stay in Tucson say he loves the lifestyle and he can do without the glitz and glamour, and that's a pleasant sight there as Davis gets up. But then again, through the years, he's worked under one-year contracts, a situation that apparently is going to be rectified through a Board of Regents edict in the future. And he's a hot property right now, so it'll be an interesting little choice that he might have to make. Again, we're assuming he will be offered the job, and that's a rather large assumption at this moment. Second down and 9 at the 45-yard line. Penalty marker. Jenkins is dropped at the 47, and we'll find out about the flag.
Tim Go, the man who made the top stop. One of the things they're very conscious of, North Carolina defensively, as we listen to the call for a second. One of the things they're very conscious about is Alfred Jenkins' running ability. So Goad is taught to stay home. Wait there. Don't commit. Don't over-pursue. And if he comes out of there, out of the quarterback draw, and gets away, that's your responsibility.
Illegal procedure. Offense, 6 men on the line. Decline. 3rd down.
6 men on the line. Minimum requirement is 7. White, number 49, who's been all over the field. The pass intended for Derek Hill. It'll be 4th down and 11 with 1:30 to go in the half.
I know it's not indicative of the scoreboard, but Carolina really has done a solid defensive job. White just drops back into coverage, tips the ball away from Derek Hill. He had no chance to make the reception, so Cats have to punt.
Rodriguez, who excels at kicking the ball out of bounds or having it down inside the 20-yard line. He's had a terrific year in that respect. Gets off a high kick. Fair catch called for, made at the 11-yard line by Eric Lewis. And from there, will North Carolina begin its next drive after a 36-yard punt. Carolina with 2 timeouts remaining. And the clock showing 1:21 left in a first half. That's Arizona has dominated, at least in the second quarter, 10-0. This program an exclusive presentation of ABC Sports, and a 5-second pause here to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
WGHP TV8, High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem.
High noon in Hawaii, 2 o'clock on the West Coast, and 5 o'clock on the East Coast as Carolina begins this drive with Starr taking it through the middle and out to the 24-yard line for a first down.
Number 55, Jeff Garnica, is the man who makes this play happen. He just turns his man. He's the center. He turns his man inside, or peels him to the outside, rather. Starr does a nice job of seeing the daylight and breaking it for the big gainer.
Without a huddle on first down, dropped at the 29-yard line. It'll be second down. Starr, the intended receiver.
Look at Mark May. We talked about his great credentials coming out of Independence High School in Charlotte, North Carolina, and really having a hard time remembering any great Carolina quarterback. Earlier I said Larry Elkins, Rod Elkins, of course, and Scott Stankiewicz was fairly successful down there, had some big numbers, but they feel that May can be the best of all time.
2nd and 10 from the 24. May to Starr, seeking the sideline and getting out of bounds, picking up the first down and stopping the clock with 59 seconds. The fact you call him Larry Elkins points out what we were talking about before. It's a school where you think about the tailbacks and the linebackers, but you're always forgetting about the quarterbacks, including their names. First and 10 at the 36. Star again, and he's out of bounds at the 44-yard line, and that stops the clock with 54 seconds, and North Carolina with 2 timeouts to spend. It'll be second down and 3 at the 44. 10-0 Arizona. First down, the clock is stopped with 44 seconds to play, and North Carolina will use a timeout. So they have 1 remaining now. Timeout UNC, as Dick Crum's team has taken the ball into Arizona territory.
Jonathan Hall, we talked about him earlier as being the starting quarterback for Carolina during the beginning of the season, and then May taking over at the NC State game. One of the things that Mark has grown into is a leadership role, and he's got a very good field presence. He knows how to stop the clock. He knows how to really kind of make things happen out there. He's calm. He's poised.
And he'll be featured at halftime. We'll take a look at Mark May and his comeback from major shoulder surgery. A reminder that coming up on the 18th of January, a Sunday afternoon, ABC Sports back in the college basketball business. And we start things with a doubleheader. LSU taking on Kentucky in Lexington at 2 o'clock Eastern time. And then at 4 Eastern time on Sunday the 18th, the Louisville Cardinals, Benny Crum's defending national champions, against the Purdue Boilermakers from West Lafayette, Indiana. First and 10, Carolina at the 48 of Arizona. May steps up, fumbles the football, and Arizona has it at the 47-yard line. Dan Lockett recovers the fumble. Making the hit. Lockett making the hit. And causing it, and then it was Hinkle who winds up with the actual recovery itself.
Mark May looking to go deep to find Randy Marriott. We all talk about Byron Evans, Arizona's fine linebacker. This man is also pretty exceptional in his own right. Dan Lockett, the man who forced the fumble. And Arizona with some time to put some more points on the board.
38 seconds and 2 timeouts remaining for the U of A. Starts things by getting sacked back at his 46-yard line. Carlton Bailey gets credit for it and forces Arizona to spend a timeout to stop the clock with 27 seconds remaining now in the half.
Bailey is actually playing nose guard instead of defensive end. North Carolina has gone to really a 50 defense this time. He simply beats his center, his man, Joe Toffelmeyer, and is able to take Jenkins down.
So when play resumes, it'll be second down and 16. Arizona at its own 47-yard line. North Carolina, during this timeout, the entire defensive unit comes over to the sideline. Is it tougher, Mike, on a hot day like this in the second half to be an offensive player or a defensive player?
I think it's probably a little tougher to be a defensive player. Why? I'm not quite sure, to tell you the truth.
I thought about that for the first time the other day. I guess
defensive players are always telling you that it's much tougher to handle that. And I've never quite understood the theory when they said, well, the defense has been on the field all day. Well, the offense has too. So it's tough on really both teams.
Jenkins throws and it's caught at the 34-yard line as John Horton makes the catch. And the clock is stopped now with 19 seconds to play in the half. But a marker is down. And that play will be brought back.
One thing for sure, the heat is certainly made for some sloppy play at times and hurt players, whether they're offense or defense. It's hurt both their concentration levels.
They'll reduce the hands. Offense, second down.
Instead of getting the ball close to field goal range, and remember, Arizona has a good field goal kicker. The penalty pushes him back to the 42 with 19 seconds. And on 2nd and 21, Jenkins throws a wobbly duck that is picked off at the 21-yard line, or caught at the 21, as it turns out, by Adams. Somehow, some way, in the midst of 3 white shirts, and what appeared initially to be an interception turns out to be a reception by Adams. How did he ever catch it?
And Jenkins is down back on the 30-yard line where he threw the football. He took quite a shot after he released it.
And the clock is stopped after that 37-yard gain with 8 seconds. And 1 timeout. But Jenkins shaken up.
Play action fake. Jenkins has to make an adjustment. He's looking for Derek Hill, decides to go to David Adams, who's cutting across the field. Now here's the catch. Did he or didn't he? Walter Bailey, number 29, goes up for the ball. He tips it, and somehow
look at this.
Somehow, some way, David Adams came up with the football. Actually, that was 26, Skeet Baldwin, who on defense. Bailey's in front of him. Bailey makes the... He tips it.
That's one of the most improbable catches I've ever seen, because Adams was in the role of defensive back at one point, trying to break up what was a sure interception, and the next thing you know, he winds up with a football. That's as unlikely a reception as you'll ever see. Jenkins assisted off, and again another look at this.
Again under intense pressure by North Carolina. Number 78, Cecil Gray, the man who put the initial pressure on him. See him get cut down, and he kind of falls in the back of Jenkins' leg.
And it turns out to be a big play here, because it sets up a prospective field goal attempt. And Costin comes in at the 28-yard line for a 38-yard attempt. Gary Costin to try to make it 13-0. Well within his range, and good. And what a year he's had. Second team All-Pac-10 as a freshman. The man who has taken the place of Max and Dejas as they work on Jenkins. Oddly, Arizona went after Allen Zendejas to replace his brother Max. Allen wound up enrolling at Arizona State, but was declared academically ineligible. And so they went out and got Costin, and he's turned out to be a godsend for Larry Smith.
Indeed he has, and Ward Allen out for Jenkins. Hyperextended knee, but he should be back this afternoon. If they can't go to, Jenkins can't play, they go to number 7, Andy Crouch.
But that's a pretty good drop-off, even though Crouch has seen some extensive action this year, starting against Washington State and Stanford. Arizona on top 13-0. We have 3 seconds remaining in the first half, so time for a run back. Bowder, who's been kicking into the end zone all day, kicks short this time, and Danny Vuletich just covers up at the 34-yard line. So there's Jenkins, and we'll see about his immediate future. Again, he came in with some tendonitis in his shoulder today, and now goes hobbling off the field. But his team is on top, and he appears to indicate to us anyway that he's all right and he'll be back.
Certainly his friends and family back home.
24-yard line. One play remaining as North Carolina has it 1st and 10 from that spot. And May throws to the 40-yard line to Eric Starr. And that's the end of the first half. So Dick Crum goes hobbling off at Aloha Stadium, where it's 13-0 Arizona at halftime. And we'll return to the 1986 Aloha Bowl following this message and a word from your local station. Word on Jenkins is he will start the second half. And certainly the way he is reacting to our handheld camera, he will be back in there as he warms up. So the hyperextended knee had him out of there briefly at the end of the first half. He didn't miss a play, actually, because their offense never got back onto the field. And he's all right to start the second half. But he'll have to wait a while because North Carolina starts the second half by receiving. Jeff Valder to put it in the air, and again a good deep end zone kick for a touchback. Third time he's done that over the head of Torin Dorn. And here are the numbers for the first half, Mike.
Perhaps if we there they are, pretty even all the way down the line until you come to even time of possession, for that matter. Total yardage, the big difference in this one for Arizona. And again, the key statistic, the turnovers, North Carolina has made more than Arizona, and that's why we've got a 13-0 ball game.
North Carolina 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Eric Starr starts as the tailback. Mark May is the quarterback. Starr through the middle out to the 24-yard line, a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd and 6. If you tuned in late, Derek Fenner has been the main man on the ground this year for North Carolina. 1,250 yards despite missing one full game and most of 3 others, but because of academic problems he was suspended by Coach Dick Crum. Not here, and Starr has done the bulk of the ball carrying today. 2nd and 6 at the 24. Starr again for a couple out to the 26-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 4.
Now, going back to who's it more difficult on the offense or the defense in a hot day like this? Well, the conventional wisdom, it's the defense, because you're constantly being attacked and attacked and attacked and having to take the brunt of the hits and the brunt of the fatigue. But I think that offensive players feel that, hey, listen, it's pretty tough doing the attacking. It's equally sapping.
3rd and 4. And the pass by May is dropped out at the 36-yard line by Eric Streeter, who was covered by Martin Rudolph. And Arizona picks right up in the second half where they left off in the first by stymieing the North Carolina offense. Kenny Miller is the punter. Derek Hill back to receive. The rush was on, but he gets it away. And Hill in his own 34 has no blocking. And down he goes at the 33. That's the price you're going to pay when you send everybody in to try to block the kick. Nobody will be back there to help block a run back. And there's a marker down. Penalty flag is down as Kenny Miller was roughed perhaps by Randy Kindred, number 30.
Well, what every punt blocker is taught to do is pick the point where the punter releases the football with his foot and try to stay at that point. Don't run into the kicker. Because Kenny Miller extended his leg and was able to hang, he also got the penalty. And so Carolina gets a much-needed break.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker.
Watch Miller hang here. The leg just kind of extended in midair, and really Kindred didn't take a good angle to block that punt.
First down Tar Heels now at their own 41-yard line. Still trying to get something started. Something significant anyway. They're down 13-0. Starr takes the toss and gets out to maybe the 43-yard line for a minimal gain.
Arizona has great quickness up front. And watch the matchup between number 37, Dana Wells, and Jeff Garnica from North Carolina. Wells wins that one with his quickness, is able to make the stop there.
Second and 9. May throwing behind the intended receiver. That was Trick Hardy, number 24. Covered by Boomer Gibson. Third down and 9. North Carolina, one of 3 ACC teams in bowl games. Clemson has already played in the Gator. They beat Stanford today, 27-21. North Carolina State plays in the Peach Bowl New Year's Eve. Third and 9 from the 42. Starr. And that's sort of a curious call on a 3rd and 9 against the team so potent against the run. They run a basic straight ahead play, and that's your basic result when you try to do something like that.
I'm really surprised that North Carolina has not thrown it deep. Run maybe a little hitch and go, because they have great wide receivers. Eric Lewis, Randy Marriott, Quick Smith, all those people can get long.
Kenny Miller to kick again. Hill fields at his own 18-yard line. It's a nice screen block.
Could be gone.
One man to beat, and he can't beat him, as the punter himself, Kenny Miller, made the tackle. 40-yard kick and a 48-yard return by Hill.
Arizona coach Larry Smith told me earlier in the week that he's really counting on a big performance from his special teams. The entire kicking game, they could result in a few points this afternoon. Derek Hill uses his speed. I don't know if we're going to be able to see this block by number 35, Brent Wood. You just see him right there, turning one man inside, and the rest, it's all Hill. He's got clear sailing until Kenny Miller can finally make the tackle.
And the Wildcats have it at the 35-yard line of North Carolina with 12 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 13-0 Arizona. Arizona on a hot day in Honolulu, but the trade winds have begun to blow a bit, and that's helping to make things a little bit more comfortable. Things are comfortable for Arizona. They lead 13-0, and on first down, Adams gets racked up. Adams, the 5'6", 170-pound running back, closing out his illustrious career at the University of Arizona.
This afternoon, Adams has accounted for nearly half of North Carolina, or most of Arizona's offense has almost matched North Carolina's.
2nd and 9 at the 34-yard line. Jenkins throwing incomplete, intended for Horton. And he was covered on the play by Bullock. It will be 3rd down and 9. Arizona looking for its first ever bowl victory. The U of A has played in 5 different bowl games. They went to what was known as the Christmas Classic in San Diego back in 1921 and lost to Center College of Kentucky. Played in the old Salad Bowl in Phoenix.
Do you remember that?
Barely. The Sun Bowl in '68, the Fiesta in '79, and then the Sun Bowl again last year for the Wildcats. 3rd and 9 at the 35. Lucky it wasn't intercepted. Much too high, and Vuletic almost came down with the intercept. And it'll be 4th down. And they'll bring in their long field goal kicker. We've told you about Costin, who's done a great job this year, kicking the short and intermediate field goals. Valder is the long field goal kicker. Costin has made kicks from 31 and 38. This one 52 yards, which would equal his longest of the season. Awesome depth in place kicking.
Mr. Inside, Gary Costin. Mr. Outside, Jeff Valder. Perfect hold. There it goes, 52 yards.
And it's 16-0 Wildcats. Waikiki Beach with Diamond Head in the background. Honolulu on a gorgeous day, site of the 5th Aloha Bowl. Siesta time.
Shaka blah.
Hey, bro. Injured Wildcat, number 66, Tim Shanahan, one of the special teams members, assisted off the field following that field goal.
Incidentally, the kick by Valder, 52 yards, an Aloha Bowl record, the previous record held by Notre Dame's John Carney, set back in 1984 when Notre Dame played SMU.
As you can see, the stands are about half full in this park, which holds 50,000. One of the things that's happened here through the years is there has been what amounts to, at this point, almost a glut of bowl games. It used to be that only the Hula Bowl would be played in Honolulu, and then the Pro Bowl moved here, and it's found a home, and we'll have that for you on February 1st on ABC. And then they added the Aloha Bowl 5 years ago, so there's a good deal of competition for the sports fans' dollar.
North Carolina opting to go with Jonathan Hall here for third quarter, and we'll see how long. Mark May has not been able to get much offense generated, certainly in terms of points on the board. Hall was the starter at the beginning of the season. As you mentioned earlier, Al, is capable of a big game, 4 touchdown passes against Wake Forest.
And if nothing else, as you look at May, who now assumes the headset role, the insertion of Hall confused the Arizona defense to the point that they had to take a timeout. Almost as if to say, who is this guy?
Well, they had been hearing all week long in meetings, actually for the last 2 weeks, about Mark May and his ability to throw the football. Coach Dick Crum looking to shake things up. He likes Jonathan Hall an awful lot. Jonathan Hall has got great leadership abilities, and he doesn't have quite the arm that Mark May does. Mark May is the future, but Hall's going to try to win a bowl game here.
Reminder, New Year's Day, you will see number 9 ranked Auburn, led by Brent Fullwood, against the USC Trojans, who will be coached on that day by Ted Tollner in his final appearance as the USC head coach. And then the Sugar Bowl to follow New Year's Day here on ABC. LSU taking on Nebraska in New Orleans. On 1st and 10, Eric Starr carries up the middle, so even though it's a new quarterback, it's the same playbook. 2nd down and 5.
And a lot of Eric Starr, very conservative offense by Dick Crum. I am apparently feeling that even though they're down 16-0, they can grind out 1 touchdown and get back in it. But he's got to throw the football at some point, Al.
Starr's carried 16 times for 50 yards, a little more than 3 per carry. 2nd and 6. Hall moves out to his left and is hit down shy of the 1st down. Troy Seifers came up to pop him, and it will be 3rd down and a long 1.
The thing that has been especially impressive about Arizona's defense, they've given up the small yards and playing basically zone in terms of, pass defense. But the way they have hit this afternoon, Lockett and Evans and Wood, Wells, Mate'ele, big hitters.
3rd and 1 at the 29. Keith loses the football. Arizona has it at the 30. He had the 1st down, but then Chuck Cecil, and it figures, is the guy who caused the fumble. Boy, does he hit.
And that's the 2nd time this afternoon we have seen Chuck Cecil do that. Now, this is something that a defensive backfield coach will tell you to do. But it takes an exceptional athlete to time it just perfectly. And watch the hit. You're going to see number 6, Chuck Cecil. There he comes. Bang. Go right for the ball and knocks it out of Jonathan Hall's hands.
Jerry Beasley recovers. Arizona has it at the 30-yard line. And Jenkins off the play fake is going deep, and it is nearly intercepted. Fairholm was the intended receiver, and Victor Bullock broke the play up. Number 15.
Chuck Cecil, just another day at the office, doing his job. Fairholm open for just a second, and then Baldwin with the coverage to break it up.
2nd and 10 from the 30. Jenkins has room, and is taken down at the 23. Got about 7. Run down by Carlton Bailey, number 96. And it'll be 3rd down and 3.
Now here's a case where the defenders have to be a little bit tired. They have been on the field quite a bit this afternoon, and they're the telling statistic of this Aloha Bowl.
3rd and 3. Arizona with the ball, and a 16-0 lead, and there was contact. Carlton Bailey started to come across a little early.
Perhaps the voice inflection of Alfred Jenkins drew him off sides. Sometimes the center can just kind of apply a little pressure. We'll see a muscle twitch in his hand, and that'll draw a defensive man off sides as well.
And that was a good play by Toffelmeyer to snap it the minute he saw the
You see the fingers move?
Offside. Defense. 1st down.
And the center alertly snapping it, and not even giving Bailey the opportunity to get back onside.
What do we got?
So that makes it a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line. They send Adams in motion. And Jenkins going into the end zone for a wide open man, and incomplete. He led John Horton just a little too much, and he couldn't make the catch. And 6 points go a-wasted.
Jonathan Horton, Arizona's 2nd all-time leading receiver, running the corner pattern, beating his man easily. Mistake in the coverage for North Carolina. Ball just slightly overthrown, but almost a circus catch.
2nd and 10. Arizona at the North Carolina 18-yard line. 8:46 to go in the 3rd period. And it's the first man through. Going through the middle is one of the rotating fullbacks, number 34, Charles Webb. Taking it down to the 13, and it'll be 3rd down and 5.
Dick Crum just kind of wondering if we can figure out a way to stop these guys. Arizona up 16-0.
His big problem, though, is his team has been stopping itself with turnovers. Jenkins, he had running room, but instead finds the open man for the touchdown. This time, Horton is there, and so is the pass, and it's 22-0. 13-yard touchdown pass to Horton.
Sleight of hand on the part of Alfred Jenkins, and it's what makes him so dangerous and so nifty. Again, what he does best is throw the ball on the run. The bootleg here, looking for his man who's in the end zone, Horton. Touchdown.
He had beaten Bullock. Bullock was behind him, but the pass was perfectly thrown. Costin for the point after. Flag down. There's Horton's 2nd all-time in receptions and yards receiving. Caught 43 last year, 45 the year before, but only 20 this season. Yeah, the call is against North Carolina. To add to the Tar Heel woes. So the kick is good. And it makes it 23-0.
Alfred Jenkins, I guess, was one of the question marks before this game. How well would he perform? Would he have the hot hand, or would he be cold? Well, he has definitely been hot here this afternoon. This ball right on the mark to John Horton. 13-yard touchdown pass. Jenkins 10 of 18 on the day, 164 yards. Arizona leads at 23-0 here at the 5th annual Aloha Bowl in Honolulu.
.801 to play in the 3rd period in Honolulu. That's right. Just another day here in paradise. Fargo, North Dakota.
Except for North Carolina. That is also one of the problems, Al, as far as filling up the Aloha Bowl, since teams don't really know until maybe 3 or 4 weeks, if that, before this game is officially announced. There's no chance for their fans to get here. Obviously, hotel rooms are at a premium, so are air flights, so anybody that would like to come from, say, North Carolina or Arizona, tough to get here, impossible to get here.
And it is one of the few bowl games where not that much thought is given to how many people you can bring for the reasons you just expressed. Oft times in the past, in the recent past especially, oft times a team's invitation would be predicated on how many people they could bring with them. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. And again, it's Eric Starr in this unimaginative Tar Heel offense here in the 3rd period. That's all they've been doing, running straight up the middle.
Star left, Star right, out of I formation.
Second and 9 at the 21. There's some imagination there. They send it to the outside for a gain of about 7. It'll be 3rd down and 2. This program an exclusive presentation of ABC Sports. A 5-second pause to allow our local stations to identify themselves.
WGHP TV8, High Point, Greensboro, Winston-Salem.
3rd down 2. North Carolina at its own 28-yard line. 6:50 to play, 3rd period. 23-0 Arizona. Fumble for a change. That's 5 fumbles lost by the Tar Heels. And Byron Evans, the Pac-10 Defensive Player of the Year, is the man who recovers it. Blame it on jet lag, I guess.
And the game quickly getting out of hand for North Carolina. Watch number 37, Dana Wells, the quick nose tackle. He's in there before Starr even gets the football. And Byron Evans is right there as well to recover the fumble. So Arizona in great field position again at the 25.
8 fumbles in the game. 1st and 10 to the 25-yard line. And it's Greathouse, the freshman running back, who is stopped for no gain. At the 25-yard line, it'll be 2nd down and 10. Number 54, Brett Rudolph, makes the tackle.
Al, I don't know if it's jet lag, but they did have different practice schedules, North Carolina and Arizona. It's very difficult from up here as you look at the turnover ratio there to get a gauge on who's fatigued and who's not fatigued. But Carolina practiced very early in the morning, around 7:30, when it was not as hot. Arizona, by contrast, practiced a little later in the afternoon, sometimes 11:30 and the time when the heat was most intense, and so maybe that's a factor.
2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line, and through the middle goes Chris McLemore, his first carry. Gained 7. He broke a bone in his foot in the Arizona State game and appeared to be done for the season, but mended quickly. Had some surgery done. In fact, a screw was inserted, and he's back. And the That's a pretty fast recovery time for such an injury.
Given that his injury was very much like what sidelined Keith Byers for a long, long time.
3rd and 3 at the 18. Through the middle goes Joe Pryor. And he should have a first down, and does at the 14. So Arizona fully in control. North Carolina had a couple of opportunities in the first quarter. They controlled the football for most of the first quarter, but were unable to push it in. And then the Wildcats of Arizona assumed command in the second period and are very much in command by a 23-0 count here. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. On the option play, the pitch to Greathouse, who spins and turns it into a nice little gain down to the 8-yard line, tackled by Carlton Bailey.
Just a slight indication of why they're so high on Art Greathouse. Freshman from Tempe, Arizona.
And he will be the ace back next year when Adams graduates. Second down and a long 3 from the 8. And it's Chuck Knox taking it to the 5. Again, Chuck Knox is the son of Seahawks coach Chuck Knox, who is here today watching his son play.
In attendance. He'd sure much rather be in the playoffs. Seahawks ended with a great win over Denver, finished the season at 10-6.
Funny how things worked out for Knox and also for Don Shula.
Had a chance to see his son Mike.
He got to see Mike play in the Sun Bowl Christmas Day. 3rd and 1 from the 6. Greathouse. And Greathouse is in for the touchdown. So the heralded freshman culminates this drive by taking it in from the 6-yard line. And Arizona has turned it into a rout.
It's pretty easy when you get the ball consistently at the 25, the 30, inside opponent's territory. Now Arizona just flat out wearing out North Carolina. Their defense has been on the field far too much. Greathouse just bounces it outside, then turns it up, squares both shoulders up, and then kind of slices across the end line for the touchdown.
Constant for the extra point. And that's good. And so North Carolina can do nothing right, and Arizona can do nothing wrong. With 3:19 to play in the 3rd period, it is Arizona 30, North Carolina nothing.
You know, most of us dream about retiring someplace and taking it easy. But we put off planning for it till tomorrow. Then one day you wake up and it is tomorrow. Listen, start an individual retirement account, an IRA, today. Because when you start saving, we'll decide where in the world you can retire to.
Open your IRA today at a member of the First Nationwide Network.
These days, there's no shortage of money. The question is what to do with it. Well, the Wall Street Journal has some ideas. Each day, the Journal brings you a wealth of information about investing, saving, taxes, real estate, the whole spectrum of personal financial management. In fact, the Journal is a must for anyone with an interest in money, because while there's plenty of it around, unfortunately, it doesn't come with instructions.
A surfer's paradise all year long.
And the surf is up on the North Shore. This is tube time here in Hawaii.
And here on the South Shore at Aloha Stadium, hard by H1, the name of the adjacent freeway. It's 30-0 Arizona, and the kick will be run out by Torn brings it out to the 27. North Carolina begins their next drive from that spot, down by a score of 30-0, as Arizona is headed for its first ever bowl victory.
Mark May going back into the football game for Coach Dick Crum. Carolina somehow, some way, miraculously is to get back into this football game. They're going to have to do it with touchdown passes and not the running of Eric Starr, so May has come back in.
Looks one way, goes the other, and James Thompson drops it, and it's been that kind of a day for the Tar Heels. The pass was right there, but he's so bulked up. Look at the edge of those shoulder pads, and the ball bounding off of his pads and incomplete.
And then given the short distance that May is from him, they have the double screen here. He's very lucky that number 97, George Hinkle, didn't pick that football off. I think that maybe Thompson was screened a bit on that attempted pass reception.
2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line.
Look out.
May with an open man and overshoots him and throws it behind him as well. Clint Smith, the intended receiver. Cecil covering on the play, and Dana Wells forced the errant pass by May with good pressure.
Arizona's defensive front controlling North Carolina's defensive front. Pressure of Stan Mataele almost gets May, flushes him out of the pocket, and Dana Wells, we've called his name several times, he finishes the job and forces May to throw the incompletion.
Let's go, let's go!
3rd and 10 from the 27. Complete to the 42 and a first down. This time he's able to get it to Clint Smith, who makes his first catch of the day.
Mark May made the most of that play, and once again he had to run for his life. Number 37, Dana Wells, again the man who really beats the center, North Carolina center. He chases him down. Mataele provided the pressure too as well. Nice touch to find Clint Smith open for the first down.
At the 42, 1st and 10, 2.5 minutes to play in the 3rd period. Breaking it, 40, 30, 20, 10, and the touchdown. 57 yards by the freshman Torin Dorn out of Southfield, Michigan, in the Detroit area. And that's his first collegiate touchdown.
Carolina has something to smile about. Torin Dorn goes downtown. Coach Crum really wanted to redshirt him this year. We'll get to that story in a second after the extra point.
He was a kid who came out of Big Ten country, but opted to go south to North Carolina.
Michigan High School Player of the Year in 1985. A guy projected by Sporting News as a high school All-American as a defensive back. The sprint draw. Great acceleration, great vision here. He'll break one tackle right there by Chuck Cecil, who really never lets a man slip from his grasp, rather. And then you get a chance to see how fast this kid is. 57 yards for the score.
Lee Armis's extra point was good, and it makes it 30-7.
Stan Mataele at the top of your screen, or bottom of your screen, rather. Actually, that was a Harris Barton, North Carolina's All-American, making one of the key blocks early on, number 67, to spring Dorn loose.
Torin Dorn goes into the books officially as a 58-yarder. And there's Smith, whose catch preceded Dorn's run. And Arizona is in position right now for its first kickoff run back since the opening kickoff of the game. Fielded at the 10-yard line by Hill, and he brings it back out to the 25. So Crum, seeing Dorn inject some life into what had been a moribund offense. 20-7 is the score.
As I mentioned, they wanted to redshirt Dorn, but injuries to the starting tailback this year, William Humes, who had to quit because of a knee injury, and also Fenner, who was injured at the time before he was ultimately declared ineligible for this game by Coach Dick Crum, and he was forced to use him.
1st and 10, Arizona at its own 25-yard line. Jenkins looks downfield, throws complete, and a first down. Jim Hanawalt, number 81, tight end, a freshman from Phoenix, making the catch, his first reception of the day. Jenkins closing his career. Jim Hanawalt just beginning his. Hanawalt made 1 reception during the regular season. First down from the 36. Straight ahead goes Chris McLemore, senior from Las Vegas, Nevada. McLemore breaking the bone in his foot, to which we referred earlier in that Arizona State game, and costing him the trip to Tokyo. They've been vagabonders, these Wildcats. Tokyo and then Honolulu for the Aloha Bowl. Second and 8 from the 37. Fairholm makes the catch and has the first down as he takes it out to the 50-yard line. Jeff Fairholm, honorable mention Pac-10 this year. Talked about his father, Larry, who was the captain of the 1964 Arizona Wildcats. 1st and 10. Arizona at the 50. The Wildcats on top 30-7. Greathouse into Tar Heel territory to the 49. First quarter was scoreless. Wildcats with a touchdown and 2 field goals in the second period led 13-0 at the half. They've added 17 here in the third before UNC got on the board. And it's the Wildcats under Larry Smith on top by 23. 2nd and 9. Final play of the period. Jenkins gets wrapped up at the 47-yard line, and it will be 3rd down and 6 when we start the 4th quarter. At the end of 3 in Honolulu in the Aloha Bowl, it's Arizona 30, North Carolina 7, and we'll be back following this message and a word from your local station. We start the 4th quarter in the Aloha Bowl in Honolulu. Al Michaels along with Mike Adamley. Arizona 30, North Carolina 7. And at the start of the 4th quarter, Arizona has the ball at the North Carolina 47-yard line. 3rd and 7. Alfred Jenkins, the quarterback, sends Fairholm in motion. And it's great protection again. And it's intercepted at the 19-yard line by Norris Davis, who brings it back out to the 22. Norris Davis, the junior safety out of Reston, Virginia, who's been besieged by injuries all season long.
Alfred Jenkins hasn't made too many poor decisions this afternoon, but this one is. The ball kind of floats on him. He throws it into double coverage. Norris Davis there to pick it off one-handed style.
Carolina now at its own 22-yard line, 1st and 10. May throwing as the open man Thompson. He gets out past the 40 to 50, and UNC is doing its best to get back into this game. They're down by 23. But Torrin Dorn with that long touchdown run. Then the turnover, and now Thompson has taken the ball into Arizona territory.
Boy, after 3 quarters of pure lethargy, North Carolina comes to life. Again, the play action fake. They don't throw to the fullback too much, but they do here, and Thompson does the rest. Breaks one tackle. That was Boomer Gibson who missed. Slips the tackle there and finally is brought down across midfield.
From the 48-yard line. On the ground, a big hole there for Dorn. And he takes it to the 30. And all of a sudden, they begin to shred what had been a very potent Arizona defense.
Good look at it from up top. I formation, huge hole. Running back's dream. Pickup of 18 yards there.
Over the middle. It's dropped and incomplete. Incomplete. Dave Truitt never had possession to the displeasure of Byron Evans. Second down and 10.
May with the good release. He's got good vision, stands up tall, but a great hit by Byron Evans. Saw him yesterday in the hotel wearing his New York Giants hat. Big fan of Lawrence Taylor. Hit like him there.
Second and 10 from the 30. And the pass caught by Streeter at the 9-yard line. Eric Streeter makes the catch, and all of a sudden it is first and goal. And what a transition for the Tar Heels, who look like a completely different team. 21-yard pickup.
Sun goes in behind the clouds, and the Tar Heels come out.
That's what they needed, a little shade. First and goal from the 9. This is Dorn. Down to about the 6-yard line. Dana Wells and Byron Evans in on the tackle. Larry Smith looked like there'd be only a celebration to be thought about because it was 30-0 and North Carolina looked dead. But Dorn helped get him back into the game with an electrifying run. 30-7, and Dorn is now also paying the price on this hot afternoon.
Heat prostration is something that I think every player is having to deal with. They're also taking number 6, Arizona's Chuck Cecil, out of the ball game. Now, I don't know if that is because of the heat or because of a hard knock that he may have suffered. I don't know if there's a delicate way to describe what happened to Torin Dorn. Here's Chuck Cecil mixing it up in there, and hard to tell what happened to him. But he is out of the ball game right now.
Second and goal, and Starr comes back in as the tailback. And it is almost intercepted right in the hands of Kevin Singleton. Perfect. And he couldn't hold on. Third down.
You know, Arizona ranked last in the Pac-10 in pass defense, but it's sort of misleading because they gave up a lot of that yardage in between the 20s. They play a lot of zone defense. When it gets tough, 10-yard line or in, they go to man-to-man, and they haven't been nearly as porous.
Third and goal. May launching it into the end zone. The catch is made by Marriott for the touchdown.
Kiss of death, I guess.
And this ball game, which looked dead, is suddenly breathing again.
Al, this is a pro-style throw. The little fade pattern. May just lays it in there perfectly. Streeter working against Randy Marriott working against Darrell Jones. Perfect pass for the touchdown.
Lee Armis's extra point is good. And so the Tar Heels have scored twice on their last 2 possessions, and all of a sudden it's 30-14. Beautiful Hawaii. Over the And some of the sights, sounds, pleasures of the 50th state being enjoyed by these two teams. Cecil appears to be okay.
Trying to shake the cobwebs out of his head.
30-14, Arizona had things comfortably in hand, and now all of a sudden, North Carolina has made a ball game out of it. Derek Hill runs it back after the 24-yard line with 13 minutes and 2 seconds to play in the game.
Surely all the Carolina fans watching back on the mainland had to be happy to the turn of events here in the fourth quarter.
Now Jenkins comes back out. This was the type of situation you figured by this drive they'd be going to their bench, but all of a sudden Larry Smith knows his team's in a game. And so it's the first unit which remains in and carves the hole for Adams to move it out to the 28-yard line for a gain of about 5. Remember, in college football, when you're down by 16, you're down by 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. So theoretically, you can tie it up with 2 scoring drives.
Certainly plenty of time in this game with 12:30 left to go, fourth quarter.
2nd and 5. And Jenkins gets wrapped up back at the 18 by Cecil Gray.
Another one of those big young kids that Dick Crum has coming back this year, next year rather, just a freshman, 6'5", at 292 pounds, and got great agility. Able to corral out for Jenkins, something they have not been able to do all afternoon. You know, a big man like him is paying the price on an afternoon like this hot.
3rd and 13 from the 20-yard line. Adams gets upended at the 26 by Walter Bailey, and North Carolina is going to get the football back. And the whole feeling and mood of this game has completely turned around.
What's more important is very little time has expired, so they'll get the ball back with plenty of time.
2 quick touchdown drives, as you can see, over 11 minutes to play in the 4th period. Ruben Rodriguez to kick. Eric Lewis back to receive. And they're all coming, and it's a bad snap. And in the end zone, it winds up going out of the end zone. There's also a penalty marker down on the play. And we'll wait until they sort it out. Tim Shanahan, who was shaken up earlier, was the snapper.
We had dead ball, delay a game before the snap. Here.
Really? I didn't see that flag until the end. That flag came down as the ball was bounding into the end zone.
That was the first time I saw it, too, and Dick Crum is furious.
You got to be kidding me. Here's the play, and they're contending, are the officials, that the clock had expired.
See if we can see the flag. There was none thrown early.
At this point, there's no flag. At about that point, does the flag come out of the official's pocket? Delay a game on the referee, I'm going to throw a flag that late. And this time it's blocked. Blocked by Norris Davis, who had the interception.
If they figured they didn't get it one way, they'd get it another.
And North Carolina, as dead as you can be at 0-30 has scored twice, blocked the kick, and they'll have a first down at the 18 of Arizona.
North Carolina has come close all afternoon. This time Norris hits it perfectly, times his leap and blocks the punt. They're in business at the 17. What a turn of events.
First and 10, North Carolina down by 16, but everything going their way. Keep it on the ground, and Brad Locke takes the ball to the 11-yard line for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd and 3.
Let's go back to the first punt snap. At this point, the ball has already sailed over Rodriguez's head, and watch the official.
And they called that delay of game. Locke takes it to the 6. And that's a first down. It'll be 1st and goal. Now another look at the block. As number 4, Norris Davis gets credit for the block. He was the man who had intercepted a pass. Had picked up a big turnover. And UNC was able to cash in. 1st and goal from the 6. Dorn to the outside and fights down to the 2-yard line when Chuck Cecil makes the tackle. 2nd and goal, and Larry Smith looking on in a little bit of disbelief. This would be a pretty remarkable story, I have to tell you.
Down 23-0.
Now 30-0. And now on the verge of going in and going for 2. 2nd and goal. May. He's going to run in for the touchdown. And we still have 9:10 to play. Smith looking for the answers.
He got in there that fast.
He's quick, but not that quick.
May running the action, decides to take it himself.
Meanwhile, they're going to go for 1. And the kick is good by Gliarmis. Now go figure that out. You're down by 10, and you're going for 1.
Down by 16, going for 1. Now they're down by 9. 2-point conversion makes it a 30-22 ball game.
Absolutely. I don't understand that call at all. Now they need 2 scoring drives, but at least they've made it a ball game, and in a hurry. Arizona by 9.
Thursday, the 9th-ranked Auburn Tigers meet the USC Trojans in the Florida Citrus Bowl. Action begins live at 12 Eastern on ABC Sports.
Arizona, and there's the defensive unit, and they've been shredded. 3 touchdown drives in rapid succession. 30-21 is the score, and the Tar Heels to kick off. And Derek Hill downs it in the end zone. And Arizona now on its own 20-yard line. At one point, and not long ago, on top 30-0, and now leading 30-21. Dick Crum opting to go for that 1 point instead of 2. You make it for 2, it's 30-22. And then you have the prospect of tying the game with 1 drive. But perhaps he felt he had enough time to drive twice and get in once and kick a field goal and win the game. We assume that's what he's thinking. 1st and 10 from the 20. Adams. I've got to think, though, Mike, as Adams picks up 4. You're so hot when you're that hot, you might as well go for 2.
But if he wanted to win the football game, he does need 3 scores, whether they went for the 2-point conversion or not. It would 8 and 8 would still give them tie the game, and they still need a field goal to win the game. So obviously Dick Crum wants to win this football game. So he goes 7-7-3, and they've got it.
We'll see. Second down and 6 from the 24. First downs, and they need to start taking some time off the clock, because those 3 North Carolina touchdowns came very, very quickly.
All within the span of about 5 minutes.
First and 10, Arizona from the 35-yard line. 8:15 remaining. Adams again to the 40-yard line. Picks up close to 5. It'll be second down and 5. Dick Crum put Hall in there for a couple of series. Took May out of the game, and there he is pacing and pacing rapidly without his crutches. And May has responded after he'd been sat down for a couple of series. Second and 5 from the 40. Nothing in the middle. McLemore pushed back. And here's a big play coming up right now. Third down and 4. With the clock running, this is a very big play, because a first down enables them to run at least another couple of minutes off the clock.
I tell you what, let's do one thing to do that. They do.
Third and 4 from the 41. McLemore, he is stopped. And the Tar Heels will get the football back. Walter Bailey made the tackle. And once again, Arizona has to kick.
I have never seen the momentum of a football game change as quickly, as rapidly in direction of one team, North Carolina. They were dead out. I mean, they were dead.
Totally. It was 30-0, and as they say in journalism, you could have put a 3-0 mark on this one. Fair catch made at the 25-yard line by Eric Lewis after a 33-yard punt, and back come the red-hot Tar Heels with 6:13 to play in the game. Arizona, as North Carolina takes over at its own 25-yard line.
Carolina has scored on their last 3 possessions.
May fakes the give to Dorn, going deep for Streeter, and Streeter can't make the catch. Had it for the moment and then dropped it. He got inside James DeBow.
James DeBow, number 38, had been hampered by a nagging ankle injury, knee injury. He didn't start this game. May have seen that. Saw Streeter working one-on-one against DeBow. Ball hangs a little high, and DeBow just gets his hand on the football to knock it away. On the day, Mark May, 15 of 26 for 158 yards.
Second down and 10. Over the middle, the catch is made at the 32-yard line by the tight end Dave Truitt. And it will be 3rd and 3 with 5:53 to play in the game. Looking ahead, North Carolina has all of its timeouts left. Arizona has 2. for a quarterback occasionally.
He has done that. Coach Crum has done that in the past with Mark May, bringing in Jonathan Hall.
1st and 10, and to keep them honest, it's slips a tackle to the 50, and out of bounds at the 47 and a first down. And they may be missing Fenner, but they have found somebody in Torin Dorn, the freshman from Southfield, Michigan.
Dorn does this one on his own. Out of the I formation, he takes the football. He'll bounce it outside. He'll break the tackle of number 48, Byron Evans, the Pac-10's Defensive Player of the Year. Dorn on the day, 7 carries, 102 yards.
That's better than 14 yards a carry from the 48-yard line. May. For Dorn, drops it. He was there, and he drops it. And he gets dropped by Cecil after the play.
May working against James DeBow again. Torin Dorn has got a step on him, has the football right where you want it.
And then Cecil comes in to knock him down. 2nd and 10 at the 48-yard line. Eric Starr is back in the game. They send him out into the pattern. And the pass is knocked down and almost intercepted by Brent Wood. It's a 3rd and 10. What's remarkable, too, about this comeback by North Carolina down 30-0 is they're doing it at a time when teams really begin to fade in the heat. But they've gotten stronger.
And it has cooled off here in Aloha Stadium. Again, I think when the sun went in, Carolina came to life.
3rd down 10 from the 48. 5:02 to play. Streeter. And so it's 4th down, and a marker is down back at the 45. And the indication is it's against North Carolina, and it is.
Now what do you do if you're Dick Crump? 4:56 to go.
Well, you have to drive for 2 scores, so you're compelled to go for it.
Holding, offense, refuse, 4th down.
4th and 10. You can't afford to give the ball up, I would not think, but for the moment they're sending the punting unit in. With 4:56 to go, you have to drive twice. Once to get into the end zone, once for a field goal. And on 4th and 10, at least they line up to punt. Miller to kick. And I guess he is. Cecil's going to let it bounce. And they can't down it before it goes into the end zone.
The only possible logic can be we can cause the turnovers and get it back, but the clock is not an ally anymore.
I think you're asking for a lot. I'm surprised at the call. 4:46 to go.
Hey, did you ever fly one of those airlines, no frills? I did. Oh, forget about it. But there was no place for my bag. They said, put it under your seat. There was a guy sitting there. Oh, I tell you, no frills was right. I ordered like a lamb. I couldn't get past the wool. Now I fly Western. It don't cost any more, and they treat you like you're somebody. Even if you're nobody.
Western Airlines to 68 cities is the only way to fly.
If you want to feel unwelcome, try cashing a check out of town. But if you want an invitation at over 500 locations in more than 30 states, all you need is a checking account with a member of the first nationwide network, the bankers that changed banking.
The USF&G Sugar Bowl features 2 top 10 teams in a New Year's Day showdown. 5th-ranked Nebraska takes on number 6 LSU Thursday on ABC Sports.
Dick Crum opting to punt on 4th down with his team down by 9 and needing 2 scoring drives with 4:46 to play in the game. And Arizona has it at its own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Not wearing the shades now with the sun having ducked in behind the clouds. It's Jenkins on 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Giving it to Adams. And again, they'll try to take some time off the clock. Just to clear up the penalty call before on the delay of game, and we showed you the replay where you saw the flag flying well after the inception of the play. The officials telling us now there was another flag that was thrown at the line of scrimmage.
That one was for delay of game. The flag that we saw was against Arizona for flicking the ball out of the end zone.
So that second flag, as it turned out, meant nothing. 2nd and 6 at the 24-yard line. And stopped at the 22 is Adams. And now North Carolina wants to take a timeout. They take their first timeout here, and then they have to stop Arizona on a 3rd and 8 with exactly 4 minutes to play in the game. Well, apparently they have not stopped the clock. I thought I saw one of the Carolina linemen get signaling for time. That was not a bad idea, but as it turned out, as you look at our college basketball presentations coming your way, a timeout was not taken. 3rd down and 8 from the 22-yard line as Jenkins goes back to pass. And it's dropped at the 40-yard line. And that might have been enough to wrap up the game as John Horton had it right there and couldn't hold it. And that stops the clock with 3:26.
Great toss by Alfred Jenkins.
Perfect.
Doesn't get much better than that. Over the linebackers in front of this deep secondary. Horton could have wrapped up the game. Maybe.
Came close. Rodriguez the punt. Gets it away. And it takes a good North Carolina bounce as it starts rolling back toward midfield and is down at the 47-yard line. 31-yard punt, and North Carolina gets the ball back in good position at its own 47 with 3:16 to play. This has been a very strange game. It had no feel to it early on through the first quarter and a half. Then Arizona dominated, and North Carolina looked totally lethargic. And then all of a sudden, Arizona couldn't do anything right, and North Carolina couldn't do anything wrong. Quarterback draw, May to the 46-yard line.
Wood with the hit, and one of Mark May's guards, left guard Steve Steinbacher, decided to protect his teammate, knocking Wood to the ground.
2nd down and a long 3 at the 45. In and out of the hands of Dorn. Boy, we've seen a lot of drop passes today. 3rd down 4. 2:45 to play. North Carolina has all of its timeouts remaining. Intended for Eric Lewis, and reaching around him was Darrell Jones, number 5, to break it up.
Lewis working inside, giving him an inside feeling, and then taking it inside one-on-one against Darrell Jones. Passes a little bit behind him, and Jones there to break it up. Nice defensive play, and now Dick Crum has got to go for it on 4th down.
4th down and a long 3 at the 45-yard line. May trying to So Dick Crum's team getting back into the game, but at this point it looks like they'll come up a little short. What would be one of the more remarkable comebacks ever. Or would have been. Or might still be.
The way Arizona has been playing on offense this last quarter. And a new quarterback in for Arizona, Andy Crouch.
And Crouch gives the ball to Adams, and he takes it to the 49 of North Carolina.
You see Alfred Jenkins on the sidelines. I don't think anything is wrong with him. They're going, Larry Smith going with the conservative approach. Andy Crouch, a no-mistake kind of guy. Not as flashy. He'll hand off the ball about as many times as he possibly can to eat up the clock and win the game.
2nd down and 5. Just over 2 minutes remaining. Arizona 30, North Carolina 21. On 2nd and 5, it's Adams through the middle, stumbles, and I believe is just a little shy of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and 1 at the 45-yard line. The smiling Jenkins.
Fix me up, right? Hi, Dad. Hi, Tim. Hey. Wise Gray.
Jenkins ending his career. And in victorious fashion, the way it looks right now, with 1.5 minutes remaining in the game. 3rd down and 1. Taking as much time off the clock as possible, and on the quarterback sneak, he has the first down. Taking it to the 43-yard line with 1:10. And again, Carolina has all of its timeouts remaining, but they've elected not to use any to this point.
Now they're going to take one.
Well, the clock starts up again after the first down. North Carolina giving no indication they're about to take a timeout. And Arizona says thank you very much. From the 44. Adams. He stopped at the 45-yard line, and now they take their first timeout. So Carolina stops it with 45 seconds. And our thanks up here, as always, to our main men, Kelly Hayes, who flew in nonstop from Malibu, George Hill of everywhere. And we can tell you this ABC Sports exclusive was brought to you by Timex Quartz, the official timekeeper of the Aloha Bowl, essential equipment for the serious athlete, by USF&G Insurance. USF&G covers the USA, and by Andre Champagne, America's best loved champagne. Mike, I have a question for you. You win a trip to Tonga if you know the answer. What All-America quarterback was born December 27th, 1936, and was a #1 draft choice of the New York Giants?
Well, that would make him about 52 years old.
It would make him exactly 50.
50.
That's the point. December 27th, 1936.
Exactly 50.
No trip to Tonga for you.
Didn't want to go there anyway.
Lee Groscup celebrating 5-0 today. 2nd and 11 as Adams moves to the outside and takes it to the 40. And stays in bounds. And North Carolina again takes a timeout with 36 seconds remaining in the game. And 1 timeout left for the Tar Heels, who will be coming up just a little short, down by 9. .36 seconds to go. 3rd down and 6 for Arizona at the North Carolina 40-yard line. Arizona up by 9. And Crouch going the other way will be stopped shy of the first down at the 38-yard line, and that will enable North Carolina to take its final timeout, which they do with 25 seconds remaining, and setting up a 4th down and 4 when we come back. Arizona 30 and North Carolina 21 at the Aloha Bowl. The Aloha Bowl winding down. Arizona has the ball 4th down and 4 at the North Carolina 38-yard line. North Carolina out of timeouts. And they'll get the ball back anyway, but without a timeout at their own 42-yard line and 20 seconds remaining in the game, and they're down by 9. The victorious Arizona Wildcats. And that gang right there, part of the first Arizona team to win a bowl game. That's a pretty remarkable stat when you think about it.
And how long they've been playing football.
Since 1899. Jonathan Hall
came real close in that 49 salad bowl.
During their salad days. Jonathan Hall is the quarterback. From the 41, drops it over the middle. Catch is made by Starr, but he is stopped down at the 48-yard line. And that should run the clock down to the end, but it won't because there's an injury on the play. And that will stop the clock back at the 29-yard line. With Hall the quarterback.
And he's the man that's down in the field, yeah. Getting hit from the backside by Dana Wells, number 37. Carolina Sandwich got crunched inside.
Meanwhile, the assembled media here has voted Alfred Jenkins of Arizona as the offensive MVP and Chuck Cecil of the U of A as the defensive MVP. 7 seconds remaining. Jenkins wrapping up his career. Again, Jenkins hopeful of playing professional football as a quarterback. Some scouts think that he might make a decent defensive back, even a tight end. That would be a little small, but he wants to play QB and will go to Canada, he was saying before the game if necessary. A la Warren Moon. And then maybe back. Dick Crum watched his team go 7-3-1 during the regular season, and they'll wrap it up on a losing note in the Aloha Bowl. And so Hall comes out of the game, and for the moment they go to
Mark May back in,
quarterback. And I believe they're even going to go one deeper.
It's 14.
Well, originally he was, but now he's going to send May back in. And the clock has started. And barring a penalty, this will be the final play of the game. And it is. And it ends rather ingloriously for North Carolina. But as a small fracas concludes the action here, at least the Tar Heels made a game of it. Al Michaels, Mike Adamley, that's the story from Honolulu, where Arizona wins the Aloha Bowl 30-21. On New Year's Day, ABC Sports features an exciting college football bowl doubleheader. First, it's the Florida Citrus Bowl. Auburn with Brent Fullwood taking on the USC Trojans. And then the USF&G Sugar Bowl kicks off with the 5th-ranked Nebraska Cornhuskers battling 6th-ranked LSU. Doubleheader action begins live at 12 noon Eastern Time, New Year's Day on ABC Sports. Travel arrangements made through promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline